Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 3 in the series between Snute and Nerchio. Snute currently has fallen behind 2-0 in this series. I don't know if it's a best of 3 or a best of 5. I could have cast these games out of order. I will just have to watch, wait, and see. As we now see Snute and Nerchio saying pretty much, get out of the game. You are lagging us. And Sims and Puggy has left the game. Now, Nerchio has spawned as the red Zerg on the top left. Meanwhile, Snute has spawned as the blue Zerg on the bottom right. And pretty much the matchup that we saw was very, very reminiscent of Wings of Liberty. The only real difference is that those Mutalisks did have faster movement speed and better natural regeneration. Perhaps if it was in a Wings of Liberty Mutalisk, the constant flybys, the constant harassment of Nerchio, those Mutalisks would have actually taken more damage and not be able to recover nearly as much, and then come back in again. So we will never know if Heart of the Swarm Mutalisk made a difference versus in this matchup, as I don't believe you can actually save up or load up a new replay and make it a Heart of the Swarm replay or Wings of Liberty replay and see how everything unfolds. Now, Nerchio sitting at 15/18, Snute sitting at 15/18, spawning pool production times nearly identical, overlord placements nearly identical, as both players will be able to scout out and figure out what their opponent is doing exactly. Now, in the games, we've been seeing a lot of Zergling Baneling action with very little roaches. Normally, there is this rock, paper, scissors in terms of Zerg games, where the Zerglings beat the roaches beat the Banelings, and the Banelings beat the Zergling. As long as, there isn't extreme micro coming in from one particular side that just utilizes one better. Now, Nerchio sitting at 18/18, Snute sitting at 20/26, and Snute does have a slight, I believe, economic advantage with that. No economic advantage, just Zerglings and drones still being trained. Snute finally placing down his own extractor, will be getting up that metabolic boost. Nerchio still not getting that metabolic boost. And with this, is Nerchio perhaps going to be playing a little bit more defensively? He's not going to have metabolic boost. He's not going to have nearly as much map control as Zerglings with metabolic boost deal more damage just because they're able to get to their targets faster. Movement very, very critical in any war simulation game, as we now see the queen down here at the 5 o'clock position, a second queen now being trained. So we are going into 3 queen production by Snute to perhaps ward off any early attacks. Extractor about to harvest 100 gas, and with that, metabolic boost should be coming in. Meanwhile, Nerchio still going without any gas. This does come as a bit of a shock to me, and Nerchio may end up taking, no, he is not even taking the economic advantage. Somehow, 28 drones versus 26, Snute has more extractors on the field. No, he no longer does, as you see double extractors coming into the main base. And now we can see also Snute just harvesting off of 1 gas still. So it is going to be 2 gases versus 1 as Snute now transitions into Banelings. Front door, Banelings nest, Spine Crawler on the ramp to try to poke units as they run by. We are going to see some Zerglings now make their way inside the base, and this is going to be a huge scout here, as the Zerglings just taking a look around and say, you know what? I see everything that I want to see here. I can see how much gas you have. I can see the spawning pool. The metabolic boost is already being researched. All right, I'm going to be going into roaches, as I already spotted your Baneling's nest as well. So, Baneling's nest, we may be going into some Baneling's roaches. Roaches for Nerchio, and we'll see how many. Not quite sure what happened there. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, coming back over here, drone now taken down, double evolution chambers on the front door will in fact be able to wall off here, making it very difficult for Zerglings and any other units to try and run by. Snute sitting at 60 over 60, Nerchio sitting at 53 over 60, as we are now going into tier 2. So tier 2, a lot of gas now being harvested. We are now expanding into a third base by Snute. And the longer the game goes, the better it will be for Snute if he can keep up and hold on to this hatchery. You can see, perhaps we are going to be going... Nope, we are going into a Roach Warren as well for Snute. I was going to perhaps ponder whether or not we are going to be going into Mutalisk. But, yes, we are also going into Mutalisk. So it's going to be Roaches and Mutalisk. The Mutalisk build time... What? Did he go for double Roach Warren for a second? Okay, so there was a Roach, another evolution chamber here. Then there was a Roach Warren, and then he realized, wait, I already built a Roach Warren. Let me cancel that. Hatchery now coming into play. Spire needs about another 60 seconds or so. You can see that Snute is at about about 400 gas. He should be able to get up to about 800 gas right as that Spire is able to be completed, and with that, he should have 8 Mutalisks in the air, assuming he doesn't spend some of it, say, on Glio Reconstitution. So Roaches are going to be coming in slightly faster as well. As we can see, Spine Crawlers now come in, drones now being transferred over here to this third base, and this may actually be a bit of a problem. Snute has a fairly high group of drones here, and the Zerglings are going to be able to simply run, or sorry, the Roach is simply going to be able to run in and take down drone after drone, and so many drones taken out there. Wow. 7 drones now lost. Nerchio going to lose his own expansion here, and Snute unable to defend it. Things are just going from bad to worse for Snute as this game continues. Roaches now making their way down. There goes that hatchery. And heavy losses already. Mutalisk now coming in, but are the Mutalisks going to come in time? You can see that Snute doesn't have that much gas since he did go for missile upgrades, Glio Reconstitution, and a fair number of Roaches. The Roaches are trying to catch up to the others. They are not going to work, though, as those Roaches do have Glio Reconstitution and are going to be able to back off again. Roaches now looking to back away. 11 more Roaches coming in from Nerchio. And I believe Nerchio should be able to follow this up rather easily and deal the necessary damage. Zerglings now swarming. Roaches of Snute coming in and going to perhaps try to flank. Will be able to take down this hatchery, but at what cost, as these units are all going to get caught on the wrong side. So there you have it. Roaches battling Roaches. Zerglings now coming in from behind, though, so Snute actually getting in a little bit of a favorable engagement as this hatchery needs to get taken down. If this hatchery does go up, Nerchio is going to be in a very good position. Nerchio and Snute still battling it out here. Meanwhile, we can see a lot of Zerglings running inside the natural expansion. Even more workers killed as 20 drones now have fallen. Zerglings now trying to go after the queen. Another production unit lost as the Roaches are just battling it out here still. Nerchio now down 10 supply. There are Mutalisks in the air, but Nerchio does have the economic advantage as he is now transitioning into a Hydralisk, and Hydralisk extremely effective against Mutalisks, especially when you get those groove spines for once you get those groove spines for that additional +1 upgrade. Here you have Mutalisks now looking to push in. You are going into some Spore Crawlers here. Is it going to be enough? The Mutalisks are perhaps trying to go for a bit of a flank. An Overlord will get taken down. 6 supply discrepancy between the two. More drones still being added by Snute as a new hatchery once again coming into play. So far, all the Roaches of Nerchio are trying to snipe down another hatchery. The Roach is able to move faster while on creep and gonna force another cancellation on that hatchery there as they look to get away once more. Mutalisk still giving chase. Hydralisk now making their way in. It looks like Muscular Augment's gonna be the primary upgrade. Faster movement speed before those groove spines. Roaches now attempting to get back onto that creep will be able to do exactly that, as the Hydralisks are there to welcome and receive all of these Mutalisks here. Mutalisk now looking to back off again, as Snute now once again tries to establish up this third base for the third time. Not good news there. Now, if Snute is going to have any chance in this next battle, in this game, he really needs to land those fungal growths on to the necessary units. If he's able to, Roaches, Hydralisk, Mutalisk now backing away. If he's able to perhaps just freeze all of these Hydralisks and then finish them off with, say, 2 to 3 fungal growths, that could be enough to allow the Mutalisk to charge back in and finish the rest. You can see that there is one Queen down here. Spore Crawler taking a bit of damage. It looks like it may get taken down. Queen now popping up. There's a Transfuse. The Queen now engaging again. Could we see another Transfuse? No, no second Transfuse, as we see a wall of Spine Crawlers here at the third base. Roach is trying to engage. There's a beautiful fungal growth there. If a second fungal growth does come in, there it goes. Another group of Roaches now just getting constantly stopped here. But I believe Nerchio simply has way too many units and macro greater than micro in this matchup. And there's the GG. Snute losing to Nerchio in 3 straight games. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.